You've heard the saying, the best gun is the one you have with you. But let's be honest, that only works if the gun you have is actually worth carrying. Because what if the firearm in your hand is more likely to fail than fire? What if that great deal you found online is really just a mechanical disaster wrapped in cheap metal? You see, in the world of handguns, not everything that goes bang is built for the moments that matter. Some guns are plagued by dangerous malfunctions, horrendous ergonomics, and a history of failures that should make any serious shooter pause. And yet they're still sold, still marketed, still trusted by people who don't know better until it's too late. So today we're breaking down 5 handguns you should never buy and the disturbing reasons why. Each of these firearms has earned its place on this list through real-world failures, poor construction, or a reputation that's impossible to ignore. And trust me, number 1, it might just be hiding in someone's drawer right now, loaded and ready to disappoint. Let's get into it. Jimenez JA 380, the one gun that might jam before you even load it. The Jimenez JA 380 is a gun that's been called many things: cheap, compact, and most commonly unreliable. Marketed as a budget-friendly pocket pistol, it has lured thousands of unsuspecting buyers with its low price tag. But ask anyone who's actually shot one and you'll get a very different picture. Let's start with materials. The JA 380 is made primarily from zinc alloy, commonly referred to as pot metal. This isn't just a downgrade from steel or polymer, it's a structural weakness waiting to crack under stress. Reports of the slide wearing down or the frame warping after just a few hundred rounds aren't rare, they're expected. And then there's function. Frequent failures to feed, double feeds, stovepipes, light strikes, you name it, the JA 380 has done it. In a self-defense situation, this isn't just an inconvenience, it's potentially life-threatening. Add a long, mushy trigger, poor sights, and a safety that feels like it was designed as an afterthought. And you've got a handgun that's better left in the pawn shop display case. This isn't about price, it's about performance, and the JA 380 simply doesn't have it. Taurus PT22, charming in size, frustrating in function. Taurus has come a long way in recent years. Guns like the G3C and TX22 have shown that the company can make quality firearms. But the Taurus PT22 is a painful reminder of its inconsistent past. This tiny .22 pistol is designed for deep concealment and features a tip-up barrel, something you'd think would make loading easier. And it does, until it doesn't. The PT22 has a known habit of loosening barrel lockup over time, which affects accuracy, consistency, and safety. But the real issue lies in its feeding behavior. The PT22 is notorious for being ammo picky, often choking on anything other than high-velocity .22 LR from specific manufacturers. Add in a stiff double-action trigger pull, vague reset, and uncomfortable ergonomics, and what you get is a pistol that feels more like a novelty than a real tool. Sure, it's small and cheap, but reliability should never be sacrificed for size, especially in a gun that might be your last line of defense. Desert Eagle .50 AE, the handgun that's more movie prop than practical tool. We know, it's iconic, it's in every action movie, it makes an entrance. But the Desert Eagle .50 AE, for all its cinematic glory, is completely impractical as a real-world firearm, especially for defensive carry. Let's talk size. This gun weighs over 4 pounds loaded. The grip is enormous, the controls are oversized. And the recoil, it's brutal. Most shooters can barely get through a full mag without flinching. The muzzle blast is intimidating on both sides of the barrel. The .50 AE round itself is an absolute powerhouse, but that comes at a cost. Expensive ammo, limited magazine capacity, and extreme wear on the gun's internals over time. The gas-operated system also makes it prone to cycling issues with certain loads and cleaning it. Let's just say it's not beginner-friendly. Unless you're filming a blockbuster or just want a range toy to impress your friends, the Desert Eagle is better left in its case. It's a showpiece, not a serious tool. Hi-Point C9, the handgun that's somehow both loved and loathed. The Hi-Point C9 is a gun that works, some of the time. It's often defended as the best gun for under $200, And for many on a tight budget, it's an entry into firearm ownership. But we're not here to talk about the price, we're here to talk about performance. And that's where the C9 struggles. This gun is clunky. The slide is massive because it uses a blowback system, even though it fires 9mm cartridge that's typically paired with locked breech designs for a reason. This makes the gun heavy and awkward to rack. The trigger is gritty, the ergonomics are subpar, and the sights don't expect any precision. Yes, some people report hundreds of rounds without issue. But for every success story, there's another shooter with jams, failures to extract, and cracked frames. Add in inconsistent QC and the company's reputation for short-lived parts, and you're rolling the dice. A defensive firearm shouldn't require hope, and hope is exactly what too many high-point C9 owners rely on. Raven MP25, a gun that belongs in a display, not a holster. The Raven MP25 is a relic from the era of Saturday night specials, cheap handguns made from poor materials and sold at rock-bottom prices. And while it might have its place in firearms history, it definitely doesn't belong on your hip. Chambered in the anemic .25 the MP25 fires a round that's widely considered ineffective for self-defense. Combine that with the gun's construction, pot metal frame, loose tolerances, and a design that often leads to catastrophic mechanical failures, and you've got a recipe for disaster. These guns have been known to discharge when dropped, suffer from frame cracking, and jam so frequently that they often require full disassembly after just a few boxes of ammo. In short, the Raven MP25 is more likely to endanger its user than protect them. It's not just a bad gun by modern standards, it was a bad gun in its own time. And today, it's a historical curiosity, not a firearm anyone should rely on. Final thoughts: what's a gun really worth if you can't trust it? So let's cut through the noise. When it comes to handguns, you're not just buying steel, polymer, and powder. You're buying trust. You're investing in the one tool that may stand between you and danger, something that has to work the first time, every time, without hesitation or second guessing. These 5 handguns are more than just poor choices. They're warnings. Warnings about cutting corners, about prioritizing price over performance, about falling for marketing over proven reliability. And the scary part, some of these firearms are still being bought today, right now, possibly by someone who thinks they're prepared when they're anything but. So here's the question we leave you with. If everything went wrong, if the lights went out, if someone kicked in your door, what would you be holding in your hand? Would you trust your life to it? Or would it be one of the guns on this list? The ones we've shown, the ones that may look fine on the outside, but fail when it counts most. Because in the end, it's not just about what a gun costs, it's about what it might cost you when it fails. Think hard, stay sharp, and above all, choose a gun that won't leave you wondering when the moment comes.